In today's story, the Edgelord needs a bucket of peanut butter because he is so jelly. Let's jam a log on the fire. This story happens right after my very first game in D&D. It was a really fun game. Long story short, I died trying to rip a ruby out of a golem's face. That game ended really quick, so the three of us and the DM decided to play a new impromptu, rushedly made game. It's not as terrible as it sounds. As DM scrounged the game together, I told the group how I tried playing another character I had made. The two other players decided to switch too, so each character was new to us. For our new party, we have my Goliath barbarian, named Ophelia, Bobbert's human fighter, named Lance, and Drake's human barbarian, named Blade. When it was prepped, DM gave us a rundown of what was happening. Basically, we were saving a town sieged by pirates. After Bobbert introduced Lance, Drake introduced Blade. While not quite an edgelord, he was certainly an edge squire. Blade looked so edgy he could cut a knife with his face. I followed that masterclass of character introduction with my own. I mentioned a bit of Ophelia's backstory, how she looked, and trying to get into roleplaying, mentioned how, walking into town, she looked down at her party. Drake butted in. How could she be looking down on me? Blade is taller than her. I reiterate that Ophelia is a Goliath. I'm still taller. How tall is Ophelia? I said 7 foot something. Ha! Blade's 8 feet. This was not mentioned at all in his introduction. But you're a human. Doesn't matter. I'm taller than Ophelia. I didn't really care enough to complain, and neither did DM. So I restart. Ophelia looks down at Lance, and up to Blade. Ugh. Terrible intros done, we run into the city and find a party of pirates to fight, during which Blade is dual-wielding great swords, which are both two-handed weapons. Even as a newbie, I knew that was ridiculous. But he's 8 feet tall. He's strong enough to hold both of them. The DM was very chill and said, fine. Ophelia, do you want to dual-wield great axes? No, Ophelia's too weak to hold 2 great axes. DM explains how she's basically the same size as Blade, and just as strong, but Drake wasn't having it. I decided to just end it by saying I didn't want to dual-wield axes anyway. I totally did. We eventually win the fight, and Ophelia and Lance celebrate together. Our characters' chemistry seemed pretty good. Blade was too much of a lone wolf to hang with us, but he still got jealous. Blade quite rudely pushed Ophelia into Lance, knocking them both over. I'd have been mad, but because Ophelia was so much taller than Lance, my girls landed on Lance's face. The table all had a hearty chuckle at it, except for Drake, and even our characters bonded over the awkward incident, so all's well that ends well. As the game progressed, our characters bonded more and more, and Drake grew more resentful. Eventually, out of jealousy of our characters bonding, or the game not being murder hobo-y enough, Drake decided he'd try and kill us. We would have kicked Drake out right then and there, but figured it would be more satisfying to beat the devil out of him first. And boy, was it satisfying. Ophelia and Lance managed to overwhelm Blade, Lance hacking off his legs to bring him back to human height, and Ophelia eventually splitting his head in half with a swing of her great axe. Drake, upset at how handedly we tore his character to shreds, threw a rather rude tirade of insults and swears, mostly towards me. The sewer flow of swears swarmed before the Discord bloop let us know that the DM had kicked him. DM only had more pirate battles planned out, so we finished the game soon after. But hey, it was a cathartic end to that game. I really don't know what got a rise out of Drake. I guess he wanted to have his cake and eat it too. But instead, Blade ended up getting cut down to size. All I can say is that you reap what you sow. What do you all think about this situation?